So, ladies and gentlemen, John Leiter is going to deliver his president's report. Thank you very much.
So, welcome. Today is... Oh, that's... Keep reminding me, but thank you. But
Keep it close.
even closer. Well, so we're not even going to get to my talk because I'm going to be learning how to use the microphone. But before we begin my talk, okay, I got it. Before we begin my talk, I want to say Merry Christmas, and I also want to say Happy third day of Hanukkah. And the reason that we have, well, Brad has left, we actually have a menorah here.
There he is.
So, Brad, show us the menorah. And
My nephew made
what menorah?
the circuit. I got to turn it on.
And David is going to say the prayer for the third night for Hanukkah. So, David.
Baruch Ator Adonai Eloheinu, and that's all I know.
He'll be better next year.
I'm going back to my bar mitzvah day. Where's Richie Bloom?
Right here.
Okay, Rich, come on up.
Finish.
No,
Come on.
do you know it?
Yes, you
Close up.
Show you how it's done.
We need the menorah held up again, Brad. I'll fake this. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvah shel Hanukkah. No,
Jay Hunt. So, this is called the President's Talk, but it's taken in part from the board, who I would like to introduce. Bear Stay. Bear Stay Zod. Jim Woodson, who you just met. Judy Mabel. Judy, where are you? Jeff Stearns. So, thank you all. So, I'm the one up here being the mouthpiece, but it's really all their effort that has made this possible. And as always the case, I have to go to Baba to figure out what to say. And as you just heard, Baba gave us a clue that he is the knower of the past, the present, and the future. So that's my guide for giving this talk. So I want to start with the past, which is, what is the circle and why did it come into being? Why do we have the circle? And as Baba lovers, when we move to Myrtle Beach, it's so that we can bask in Baba's love at the center. We want to come and we want to love Baba and we want to be of service. And so when we think about what it means to do service, to love Baba in Myrtle Beach, we think of the center. So what is the center? Baba in 1956 at the barn said, when he was talking about Baba centers generally, he said, Myrtle Beach is such a center and it spreads for miles. And I remember hearing that Elizabeth Patterson would say the center is the center, but it's not its circumference. So even though we can't live on the center, we live in the center. And it stretches for miles. And so, oh, I have to keep the microphone even closer. I'm going to just eat it and just have it come. I'll keep it closer. Speak up a little. Okay. Even, okay, I'm touching it now. Okay.
Thank you.
So now, so we come to Myrtle Beach. We can't live on the center, but we live in the center. And so now I want to fast forward to the time of Hurricane Katrina and Wilma. And it was reported that several Baba lover families in Louisiana and along the Gulf Coast lost their Baba possessions and their Baba books. So a small group here in Myrtle Beach took up a collection and bought them books. And so that was their first step. So that was their outward expression of loving Baba, but their inner motivation was really how to give meaning to what it means to live in Myrtle Beach and to love Baba and to serve Baba here. So from that very small beginning came the Circle of Friends, the Avatar Mayor Baba Circle of Friends. The hurricanes were in 2005. The Circle of Friends was created in 2006. And that's when it was incorporated, and we have some of the charter members with us still. Ann McAvoy, who is here. Don McBride, I know you're here. I don't know where you're at, but raise your hand. Nobody knows where you're at, Don, but right now you're here, and you were here in 2006, so we appreciate that. And Dennis, those are our 3 charter members to the Circle of Friends. And so the question was, what do we do? And I was just reminded of a story the other day of Kitty. Well, before I get to that, the center, the Baba Center, provides us with a home for spiritual retreat and for pilgrimage. And it also, besides providing itself and providing its programs, also provides a time for fellowship. You know, we have the teas on the center, we have Thanksgiving and Christmas, and we have obviously Baba's events. And that gives us a time for us to get together as local Baba lovers and with his universal family who's staying on the center at the time, to have a little fellowship together. But I was reminded the other day of Kitty saying that she wanted programs on the center to start at 8:15. And Buzz, we're going to get you back in time for that to happen.
7:30.
It's 7:30, is that when she? We're going to have you out before then, yes. So Kitty said she wanted time before the meeting to begin so that there'd be a time for people to chatter. That was her word. To get together and chatter, just to share and be together as a Baba family. And so that had meaning to the circle. They knew as Baba lovers we need more time to chatter, almost an infinite amount of time. So the circle was founded as an effort for fellowship. So I want to read one of the primary purpose of the circle, which is, we are aspirants who strive to remember Avatar Meher Baba through love, fellowship, and service to one and all. And one of its other stated missions in the bylaws is to serve the Mayor Spiritual Center in its work. So that's one of our other stated purposes. And as fellowship, as I said, the center provides a place for fellowship. But the center is not a community center. It's a place of pilgrimage and it's a place of retreat. So the Myrtle Beach family had to find its own way of providing the kind of fellowship that it wanted and needed. So that's when the circle was formed. So we found this place, meaning the very building we're in. I asked earlier, it was leased in 2016. So this has been our home since 2016. And it has been a place of fellowship and of service, and I'll go into that in a minute. But unfortunately, COVID hit in 2019. So we, along with the rest of the world, closed down at that time. And we thought that that was really the end of the circle functioning. But Angela Chin, who was our president at the time, discovered that the community and Baba does not need a physical place and geography in order to exist. And that was the beginning of what has now become Baba Zoom. So we appreciate that. So before we shut down because of COVID, I'm going to say that the circle was fairly vibrant. It was not unusual, and in fact, it was common for people to come and share their stories of how they came to Baba. And most of those story sharings were recorded and can be found on the link, the YouTube link for the circle on the YouTube channel. And I recommend that you go to it. There were some wonderful stories shared. And of course, we had speakers during that time and plays. Before COVID, I was talking to Joe DeSabatino earlier. He had 4 plays here, including one on Baba's birthday. And they were absolutely wonderful. So that was the life of the circle at that time, and then we had COVID. And now we're coming out of COVID. It is a thing of the past, but we're bringing Baba Zoom with us. I know that Angela meets here now. If there's a local production of Baba Zoom, she has a home at the circle. And hopefully, as long as we have it, she has it. So we appreciate that. But the circle has also provided services to people. We have a small budget, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But with that small budget, we've been able to help people who either became homeless or were on the brink of becoming homeless. And so that has been a service that we've been able to provide here. We've also been able, through our volunteers, to give people who were homebound rides to doctor visits, rides to grocery stores, and rides. I saw your hand going up, Pam. You are one of our volunteers doing that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Now I need volunteers.
Well, now you need volunteers. So that's why we're having this meeting. All right. So thank you for allowing us to be here for that. So we've been able to do that, but we're constrained both by person power and financial limitations. But what we do as well is we have meetings here regularly. I mean, we just recently had the Mayor Fund use our space for its own fundraising efforts for the Mayor Free Dispensary in Ahmednagar. And it was about 60 people who attended, and we hope that it was highly successful. That's our prayer for them. And looking at Daniel, we recently had Daniel's band here. Bandonads here. And so we have this facility for that kind of very purpose. We also have art sales here, we have art shows here, and we have art viewing. All that goes on here. And only because I'm the one standing up and can take the privilege of doing this, we have a newly formed chess club that currently is meeting every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. So if you're interested in being part of the chess club, let me know, or Lenita, or Jerry Seeley, and Jerry's here, or Horst, or just come on Wednesdays. Now that time might change, but right now it's set for 6:30. And I just found out today that we have a laughing yoga class here on Saturdays, and shortly before, and that's run by Padma. Padma, would you stand? So if you want to become a laughing yogi, Padma is here to teach you how to do that. So thank you. And so there are other, let me look at my cheat sheet to see what I'm leaving off.
Ping pong players.
Well, we moved the ping pong table just to make room today, but we have a beautiful ping pong table here. And it needs to be used. It's crying for more people to use it.
Really?
Angela, are you a ping pong player?
Yeah, but I think that there's actually a group that meets here.
There you go. Okay. So ping pong. So ping pong. If you look at the calendar, you will see when, I assume it's on our calendar, it will tell you when it meets here. But if you're interested, let me know, or Dennis know, or Jim, and we'll get you in touch with the ping pong group. And I want to say, since I've abused David Katz, I want to thank him. The Serenity Club meets here on a regular basis. So that's wonderful. And another thing that the Circle does is it has its newsletter where it can keep us in touch with each other and make announcements about things that are happening, including one coming up this coming Tuesday. And where is Ray? Ray D'Argenio.
It's not here.
He left.
He left.
But you're having the Dooney at your house?
On the 12th, yeah.
At the 12th. Please park in the back. And it starts at 5 or 5?
5:30, or 5?
Oh.
Great, David.
5
Katz.
o'clock.
5 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
And he lives on Diane Circle, but park in the back, please. And if you'd like to bring some drinks, whatever, we're there.
Well, now that you said drinks, I'll be there, but that's a difference.
Not that.
Oh. Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid.
Oh, my God.
So those are things that the Serenity, excuse me, not the Serenity Club, but that the Circle is doing now. And so now this brings us to the future. And all that I can really say about the future is that's in Baba's hands. But if Baba were to ask us, what do we want? Sometimes he would do that before he told you what he wanted. We would say we want to continue what we're doing, but we want to do it even bigger and better. We want to have more programs and we want to have more service. But again, as I said earlier, to do that, we need volunteers and we need financial contributions. Currently, the Circle is running at a $700 a month deficit. That's an O. What Baba did do is in years past, before COVID hit, we had some years of plenty. And so we're able to live off what we've been able to save. But that can only last so long, and that certainly doesn't allow for expansion of services. So you're going to hear more. The Circle has not had a fundraising event really since before COVID hit. So we're now planning a new one. You'll hear more about it. That'll probably be in 4 or 5 months. Before then, though, we're going to have a book and yard sale here in January. If you have anything we have a lot already, but if you have anything that you think would be a fine donation for the Circle and its sale, let Judy know, and Judy over here, and she'll be able to give good guidance on that. So we're asking that if in the interim before our fundraising, if you are so moved, we would be greatly appreciative of both things, time and donations. Because we could have all the money in the world, but if we didn't have Baba lovers working, doing this kind of work, it doesn't matter. So it's really the people more than the money. But unfortunately, we need both. So we want to thank you all. We want, and maybe the most important thing I could end on is that we want the Circle to be better than it is. So we need your input and ideas, suggestions. we trust and we are honored by the trust that you've given us both as to your time and treasury. David.
Can you mention something about Jerry Edwards?
Yeah.
Because he is the one, from my knowledge, began this group of people.
So I would say Jerry Edwards was really not the only inspiration, but the primary inspiration for the formation of the circle.
And Charlotte.
Excuse me. Jerry and Charlotte. And for years, I have to tell you that all the circle meetings were held at Jerry and Charlotte's home. And Jerry was always there, and he was always thinking of ways of making the circle an even more Baba-loving and service-oriented organization. And so we miss Jerry and we miss Charlotte. So, David, thank you for reminding me of that. Jonathan.
Jerry was a jazz musician as well as a general musician. And when they went to Louisiana, they participated in a jazz. A number of musicians went.
So Jonathan is telling me that Jerry, if you knew Jerry, you knew he was a musician, and he was a very fine jazz musician.
Pilot.
And what?
Pilot.
And a pilot, that's right. Jerry was a man of many trades. He was wonderful. But what Jonathan wanted me to remind everybody about was that Jerry was the one that collected the books that they took.
He collected books, but they also, he and Bobby and another musician went down, and there was, I don't know, there was a fundraiser, but there was a music event at the time of that recovery.
So Jerry took a jazz group down to Louisiana, maybe New Orleans, and did a fundraising event for him. So Don is nodding his head in affirmation. So yes, we remember Jerry, and thank you, Jerry and Shirley. So, thank you. So, my bride wants me to end with saying that what is important as an image, as a symbol, is the concept of the circle that begins and ends in infinity. So we are together in Baba's love here. And remember, we don't live on the center, but we live in the center, which means that we bask in Baba's love every day. And he has made this his special home that he has invited us to be part of. Jay Baba.
It's time for some music. And I want to say we have Jeff and Nan, who are reported to have left a hole in India when they came back to America. So get ready, Jeff.
That's what they're
and
is beautiful to me, and in my wildest dreams did I ever dream he would come to me. Now I was lost, but I have found true heaven through his love and comfort, knowing he is beautiful to me. He's the key to the door of joy never ending. He's the light, he's the way, and without him I'd say I can't go on, for he is beautiful to me. He gives me so much love without thinking of what he gets from me. He's the road with no end. He's love everlasting. He's the friend, he's the king, and to him I will bring all I am. And I will love him till I die. And even then I know our love will grow and grow. He's so beautiful to me. He's so beautiful to me. He's so beautiful to me.
If it wasn't for the night, so cold this time of year, the stars would never shine so bright, so beautiful and clear, so beautiful and clear. I have walked this road alone, my thin coat against the chill, when the light in me was gone and my winter house was still. When I grieved that all I made out of all you had to give, on this eve of Christmas Day your light forever lives. Even then, somehow, in a bitter wind and cold, impossibly strong, I know. Even then, a bloom as tender as a rose is breaking through the snow. In the dark night of the soul, in the dark night of the soul, in the dark night of the soul, in the dark night of the soul. If it wasn't for the babe lying helpless in the straw, there would be no Christmas Day and the night would just go on. When it seems that death has won, buried deep beneath the snow, where the summer leaves have gone, the seed of hope will grow. Even now, somehow, in a bitter wind and cold, impossibly strong, I know. Even now, a bloom as tender as a rose is breaking through the snow. In the dark night of the soul, in the dark night of the soul, in the dark night of the soul, in the dark night of the soul. If it wasn't for the night, so cold this time of year, the stars would never shine so bright, so beautiful and clear, so beautiful and clear, so beautiful and clear. I'm counting my blessings as I sit here tonight.
recalling your face and glorious light. That look in your eye in that film shot last week. That long ago touch of your hand on my cheek. I'm being consumed by love I can't speak. But if I could, I would try to explain how it's worth it to suffer immeasurable pain, to be born into form in this physical plane, again and again and again and again, for the chance to be near you just once and proclaim this love. Only this love, only this love. For this is the nectar my being is worth. This is my purpose, my reason for birth. It was not for some future my mind could conceive, and not for the deeds my will could achieve. It was only for love, only this love. Just like these song notes that rise and decay, everyone here will soon fade away. Even this room in this planet someday, we can only assume that you planned it that way, so it wouldn't get lost. But the price we must pay for playing this game is that nothing remains, only your love, only this love. I have no idea what the future will bring, or how many songs I have in me to sing, or how many times I will have to express the depths of this love and the ways I've been blessed, or how many times I'll be put to the test for love, your love. So despite all my faults, I hope you can see, past the tales told by others and the ones told by me, to the heart of my heart, where a river runs free, untouched by the mind sense of how things should be. And you can know me, and I can know you, and trust in this love we know to be true. Only this love, only your love, only this love.
Good? Okay, we'll do one last one.
How was I to know what kind of love I'd find? Fate could be cruel, love could be blind, and took the strangest turns, but destiny was kind. I wouldn't change a thing after all this time. No right or wrong, no cut and dry, no weak or strong, no do or die, no night or day, no yours or mine. Only you and I, after all this time. I have gone little at a time. Days turn to years, years turn to love, and I've tried to trade the reasons for the rhyme, and I've learned to love after all this time. No right or wrong, no cut and dry, no weak or strong, no do or die, no night or day, no yours or mine, only you and I, after all this time. How was I to know what kind of love I'd find till I touched your soul and you touched mine? Now when I see my heart reflected in your eyes, I wouldn't change a thing after all this time. No right or wrong, no cut and dry, no weak or strong, no do or die, no night or day, no yours or mine, only you and I, after all this time, only you and I, after all this time, only you and I, after all this time.